don't see.
Stop by Home Castle. They've got all these products and more to keep your time at home more relaxing.
Join Coin TV for the Portland Home and Garden Show. It's a good thing.
Gone with not a trace. A life or death search goes on in Massachusetts for a 9-year-old boy lost in a blizzard. A new federal safety order sets one standard for child car seats. And no men allowed. A feminist professor who wants women only in her classes.
This is the CBS Evening News with John Roberts.
And good evening. John is on assignment. I'm Russ Mitchell. In Massachusetts, groups of parents and police tonight are on a frantic search for a 9-year-old boy who disappeared in a blinding snowstorm. More than 48 hours ago, Corey Anderson left his home in the town of Norton to look for his dog. While the dog came back, Corey didn't. Maggie Cooper has the latest.
Today, more than 200 rescuers from all across Massachusetts continue to search for the 9-year-old on land, underwater, and in the air.
It's pretty tough going. There's a lot of thick underbrush out there.
We're still looking at the search as a rescue.
While hope remains that the boy will be found alive, the strain is beginning to show.
It gave me a lot of time to think when I was searching. I mean, I couldn't fathom the idea of what I would do myself if it was my son.
Sunshine, warmer temperatures, and melting snow have failed to reveal even a single lead. The southern area of the state is dense with forests, cranberry bogs, and ponds. Thousands of places where a young boy could disappear.
It's exhausting, you know, for the searchers and the rescue people and the dogs that are being used for it. You just can't give up hope. You just keep hoping.
While Corey's family wait, agonizing hours pass.
This place has been scoured over and over again, and it will be until they give up. But they won't give up, and we're not giving up.
Now, in addition to the search, another investigation has been launched.
We do have a parallel investigation. State police detectives and detectives from the Norton Police Department are investigating the possibility of an abduction or perhaps any other criminal act.
The search will continue tonight with a National Guard helicopter equipped with infrared night vision. Also tonight, the decision will be made whether or not to change the status of the search from search and rescue to a recovery mission. That means they'll be looking for a body. Russ?
Maggie Cooper in Norton, Massachusetts. Thank you. Meanwhile, the FBI says it is scaling back a search for 3 women sightseers who disappeared last week in California's Yosemite National Park. But the agency is building up its criminal investigation of the case. Searchers in the Austrian Alps today found the body of a young girl, the final missing person in this week's avalanches. Outsiders were allowed for the first time to see the snow-buried village where the girl and 30 others were killed. 7 died in a neighboring village. President Clinton took aim today at what the government calls mass confusion about child car seats. The president announced new federal guidelines he hopes can prevent thousands of youngsters each year from being injured in car accidents. Wyatt Andrews has more.
Last week, as she staggered from this horrendous car crash, Christine Garino caught her first glimpse of her son, Stephen.
He wasn't moving at first.
Stephen was bloodied, but he and his brother Colin survived. Both had been securely strapped in car safety seats.
Now, if it weren't for the car seats, they wouldn't be here.
But today, President Clinton, acting on the belief that too few parents use the safety seats, ordered mandatory changes that will standardize the seat's design.
All too often, car seats don't protect our children as well as they should.
And let me just show you how easy it is.
The administration's highway safety chief, Ricardo Martinez,
plug it in, and it's dad-proof.
Showed off the new design today. Car makers will soon begin offering rear seats with these steel brackets. The new safety seats will be designed to literally snap in. The snap-in approach replaces any need to run the car's seatbelt through the loops of a safety seat.
The administration is trying to reverse the startling statistic that 60% of children killed in cars aren't buckled in at all. Part of the reason is that some parents believe the child safety seat is too complicated.
It is so confusing. You can sit there and read the directions over and over and still not know that you're doing it right.
Many seats don't fit in many types of cars, and it gets too complex. You have to know the type of seat belt, everything else. So what this does is make it simple to be more safe and more secure for a child each and every trip.
Car makers and seat makers have accepted the new design, and the seats will phase in over the next 3 years. But it won't make children safer until more parents like Christine Garino decide to use them. Wyatt Andrews, CBS News, Washington.
Slowly but surely, the bow of that broken cargo ship is being hauled off an Oregon beach tonight. Inch by inch, a tugboat is pulling the bow section, holding 130,000 gallons of oil out to sea. The Coast Guard plans to tow the wreck 200 miles out and sink it with gunfire. Still to come on tonight's CBS Evening News, a return to the hospital for Russian President Boris Yeltsin. Also, a verdict in the trial of a Baptist leader accused of trading the Bible for a bank book. And is there room for Ronald Reagan on America's mountaintop of fame?
You're not taking one of those laxatives.
Maureen!
It's got stimulants that may cause cramping.
Says who?
Says on the label. Phillips is the only one that doesn't, and nothing's better.
She never takes a vacation.
Phillips, effective relief without harsh stimulants.
Sorry I'm late. I was at my doctor and... Oh, did you ask her about the things you've been reading about menopause? I did. She said...
It's important to consider menopause and the consequences of its associated estrogen loss.
You mean like hot flashes? Hot flashes and night sweats, but other things too, like vaginal dryness. It can interfere with intimacy.
And osteoporosis. I know that menopause increases our risk of fractures.
Dr. Hartman also said...
Studies show that menopause contributes to heart disease in women. Additional ongoing studies are investigating the connection between menopause and Alzheimer's disease, colon cancer, blindness, and tooth loss.
I had no idea. My doctor and I decided to stick with a program we've agreed on for years. I should speak to my doctor.
When considering menopause, consider the entire body of evidence. Speak to your doctor about what you can do to help protect your health during and after menopause.
Hershey's Taste Stations. When Hershey makes a hard candy, it's hard to resist. Hershey's Taste Stations.
There are concerns again tonight for the health of Boris Yeltsin and for Russia's future. David Hawkins tells us Yeltsin's back in all too familiar surroundings, the hospital.
He's been attempting a comeback. For the first time in months, Boris Yeltsin worked a full 5-day week at the Kremlin. The Russian president made a public appearance nearly every day last week. He even went on TV to express his annoyance at the repeated calls for his resignation. Yeltsin's busy work schedule was intended to show that he's healthy and still in charge. Instead, it's put him back in the hospital with a bleeding stomach ulcer. The same problem sidelined Yeltsin earlier this year. To treat the relapse, the president's doctor is recommending several days of bed rest. But Yeltsin's never been one to follow doctors' orders. Against their advice, he flew to Jordan to attend King Hussein's funeral, but had to be rushed back to Moscow before the burial. He didn't look well then, and he hasn't since. But his doctor says Yeltsin's condition is stable and his life is not in danger. As if to prove it, today Yeltsin told his prime minister, Yevgeny Primakov, to go on vacation. Primakov, who'd take over if the president dies in office, has been running the country for months while Yeltsin's been sick. By ordering his number 2 to get out of town, Yeltsin is making it clear that even if he's bedridden, he's still the boss. David Hawkins, CBS News, Moscow.
After 15 years of military dictatorship, Nigeria tried again today to pick a democratically elected president. Voters in Africa's most populous country are choosing between a one-time military ruler and a former finance minister. Results of an election 6 years ago were annulled by the army. The U.S. government's annual report card on drug-producing nations is out, but it's not quieted any of the critics of the process. The policy, called certification, rewards countries that are making progress in the war on drugs and punishes those who fail.
We do believe that the record shows that Mexico is cooperating and fighting drugs.
The decision to recertify Mexico has caused the most controversy. With more drugs coming through Mexico than ever before, some U.S. law enforcement officials argue the Mexican government is deeply corrupt and is not working to eliminate powerful drug cartels. Congressional critics accuse the administration of overlooking that problem and letting Mexico's status as our second largest trading partner influence the decision to certify.
Certification has become a political process, but the problem isn't political, it's criminal.
And Mexico is not the only country with a poor record of drug interdiction to get a passing grade. Colombia got a green light despite a 28% increase in the production of cocaine. And Haiti, where the heroin trade is booming and law enforcement inept, received only a warning to clean up its act, fueling arguments that the certification process means nothing. This week, a bipartisan group of senators sent a letter to President Clinton urging him at least to force Mexico to become more accountable for its law enforcement efforts. Among their demands, extradition of Mexican drug traffickers to the U.S. for trial, more indictments and convictions on money laundering charges, and better law enforcement cooperation between the two nations.
It seems to me that's the weakness, and that's what we need to address is the law enforcement effort.
In the last year, Mexico has passed tougher laws on money laundering, but U.S. officials say privately that even if the Mexican government cleans up, the criminal justice system is still dysfunctional, and granting certification is no way to fix it. The legacy of a former president is getting a big boost from some of his supporters. Admirers of Ronald Reagan have begun a massive effort to rename just about anything in his honor. And as Eric Ingberg reports, some of their ideas are truly monumental.
Travel to Washington by air and you'll land at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Drive up Pennsylvania Avenue and there's the Ronald Reagan Federal Building, the biggest in the capital. With its 10-story atrium and offices crawling with bureaucrats, it's a colossal tribute, however incongruous, to a president who stood for smaller government. And this is all just a start if a group of dedicated Reaganauts has its way. What would you like to see?
A large statue of Reagan with one foot in Maine and the other in Florida. So as everybody comes up to the United States, you could sort of fly under the legs would be one goal.
He's kidding a little. Having gotten the D.C. airport renamed, GOP operative Grover Norquist now wants every state and county in the land to do what Florida has done, or California. Name something after the 40th president. He says he's only copying what the Democrats did.
The people around John F. Kennedy ran a protracted and committed campaign to make sure that their understanding and their view of his role in history and his presidency was memorialized as an important thing.
Some Reaganophiles dare to dream of the ultimate honor, a spot for their hero on Mount Rushmore. Congressman Matt Salmon is pushing legislation to do that.
In order to get a debate of this magnitude on the radar screen, we had to suggest something that was probably a little bit out there.
You aimed high.
I aimed high.
Too high for many Democrats who say there's not enough carvable rock left on the mountain, and who also argue Mr. Reagan's legacy doesn't reach Rushmore Heights.
They're going to look for another thing to name for Ronald Reagan, perhaps the $250 billion we're going to pay in debt service this year to cover the cost of the debts that were run up in the 1980s could be renamed Reagan payments.
There's no record the monumentally modest Mr. Reagan ever asked to have his name put on anything. More his style was to take delight in the fact the pub in Ireland where he hoisted a pint had been renamed the Ronald Reagan Lounge. Eric Ingberg, CBS News, Washington.
And just ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, a college class where no men need apply. And later, a school nurse who takes care of the big bruises of life as well as the small.
Frequent heartburn. Is it worse at night, especially after dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Have you treated it, even changed your diet, but still suffered 2 or more days a week?
Mm-hmm.
Has your heartburn been a persistent problem for you?
Uh-huh.
Your heartburn may be due to a potentially serious condition called acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. For many people, 1 capsule daily provides 24-hour complete heartburn relief. Ask your doctor about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with 1 daily dose? Ask your doctor about the 24-hour complete heartburn relief that's possible with Prilosec.
Oh, sinus pain, so much pressure, I just can't focus.
Mom, you okay?
Clear the pain with new Tavist Sinus Gel Caps. Unlike extra-strength Tylenol, it unclogs the congestion that may cause the sinus pain. Be clear-headed, clear through your day with new Tavist Sinus Gel Caps.
Stay.
I'm gonna live forever.
I'm gonna ruin your shirt. Stay. Baby, remember my name.
The amazing new Maytag Neptune washer. With its Turbo Clean wash system, it actually has the power to remove stains.
Say goodnight, Stains.
I'm gonna live forever.
Now in a super stack.
You've practiced the play 1,000,000 times, and it pays off.
For the win! God,
It's March Madness on CBS.
A jury in Florida has convicted the leader of one of the nation's largest religious organizations on charges of racketeering and grand theft. The Reverend Henry Lyons, head of the National Baptist Convention USA, was found guilty of swindling millions from companies that hope to do business with parishioners. He faces up to 7 years in jail. A new battle of the sexes is being waged in the Hall of Academia over a course on feminism. A professor at Boston College is defying an order to admit men into the class, saying they diminish the debate. Jeffrey Kaufman has more from a campus no man's land.
It is elemental feminist philosophy.
As a theologian who calls herself a radical feminist, Mary Daly has always been controversial, but her practice of allowing only women in her classes is now threatening to end her career.
One little space in that huge, macho university. You wouldn't think it would be so threatening.
That university is Boston College, co-ed and Catholic. Daly has taught here for 30 years. For more than 20 years, she has refused to allow men in her classes on feminism, offering instead to teach men separately. Now, a male student is claiming discrimination and threatening to sue the university. Daly students have rallied to her defense.
You bring a man into a course, and any woman who's in any women's studies class could tell you this, and it changes the dynamics incredibly.
But Boston College says the issue is fairness and federal law. So Daly's been given an ultimatum. Teach men and women, or don't teach at all.
Certainly, you could never have a professor say, I'm only going to teach males, or I'm only going to teach white students. So we don't see any reason why an exception should be made for Professor Daly.
As Daly and her defenders see it, this is not about one male student's crusade for academic freedom. Dwayne Naquin, the student who's threatening to sue Boston College, is being backed by a conservative group, the Center for Individual Rights, the same group that successfully sued to end affirmative action at Texas universities. Naquin refused to talk with us.
It's not just Mary Daly and Boston College I'm talking about. It's a phenomenon that's happening around the country. The suppression of thought, the dumbing down of thought in universities.
Daly has taken a leave of absence. The university would like her to simply retire, but she vows she will not go quietly. Jeffrey Kaufman, CBS News, Newton, Massachusetts.
Next on the CBS Evening News, the surprise moviegoers found at the box office, and African-American investors learning to build long-term wealth.
Gee, that oatmeal was little. Yeah. You done with those sausages? You done with them hash browns? Sure. You need some help with that bacon? How did I get heartburn? All I had was oatmeal. Got any Mylanta?
Are you kidding? Aluminum and magnesium? You want Tums. Tums has calcium.
Tums calcium knocks out heartburn fast, then goes to your bones to help keep them stronger, longer.
How about a bag of donuts for the road?
How about a bottle of Tums?
Next time, call a Roto-Rooter plumber. When we make an appointment, we keep it.
A good night's sleep for your skin, in a jar. Is it just a dream, or something you can wake up to? Here's how women our age can achieve this revitalized look. 9 out of 10 of us who tested this night cream found its intense moisture, pro-retinol, plus vitamins, left skin feeling smooth, moisturized, revitalized. Provital gives skin bounce-back resilience, so you wake to a truly uplifting morning. And the name? Provital Night Cream from Oil of Olay, proven to help you look revitalized.
Out here, am I supposed to say, slow down, I'm constipated? I don't think so. So I rely on doctor-recommended Metamucil. Works with my body, gently, which is important to a sensitive guy like myself.
There's an athlete amongst us, disguised as a mother and a neighbor. And when most of us are still sleeping, she's running. She also takes the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and folic acid in Women's Ultra Mega Multivitamins made by General Nutrition Centers. Tomorrow, she'll get up and run some more. Women's Ultra Mega Multivitamins made exclusively by GNC. Live strong, live well.
Is the United States prepared for Y2K? A new report with Senators Bennett and Dodd and economist Giardini, plus the fallout from the Jasper verdict on Face the Nation Sunday.
A sticker shock at the picture show tops the CBS Market Watch this evening. The Lowe's, Cineplex, Odeon, and Sony chains raised ticket prices by 4 to 8% in 22 states this weekend. A New York City ticket now costs $9.50. The percentage of Americans who own stocks keeps rising, and Wall Street is no longer an exclusive retreat for the wealthy. Stacey Tisdale of CBS Market Watch reports more and more African Americans now feel at home in the stock market.
I'm in favor of purchasing Walmart.
The Nubian Investors Club is deciding whether to add Walmart stock to its portfolio.
For me, I think it's a really good way to become knowledgeable, not only about investing in money, but also about the world in general.
Investment clubs used to be a rare commodity in the African American community, in part because of a lack of trust and knowledge in the investment world. But now, many African Americans are joining Wall Street's bull stampede.
People didn't know about the stock market. They didn't talk about it at the dinner table, and they didn't have an easy way to learn about it.
But they are learning now. In 1997, African Americans owned $12.7 billion in stocks and bonds. That's up from $3.2 billion in 1995. But those rising investment dollars are not translating into wealth. Blacks earn 8% of U.S. income and own just 3% of the assets. And when you look at the financial history of this community, turning income into wealth is new territory.
African American people have had a history of being treated differentially. And one of the ways that they respond to this differential treatment is to say, I can buy as much as whites can and as good a quality as whites can.
But that is changing.
15 shares of Walmart.
Like the Nubian Investment Club, many in the African American community are now investing their dollars and cents to gain respect. And as they do learn more, analysts say African Americans will be a force to contend with in the financial world. Stacey Tisdale, CBS Market Watch, New York.
Next up on the CBS Evening News, everybody has a story. A school kid who finds medical help and more from a school nurse who cares.
Frequent heartburn. Is it worse at night, especially after dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Have you treated it, even changed your diet, but still suffered 2 or more days a week?
Mm-hmm.
Has your heartburn been a persistent problem for you?
Uh-huh.
Your heartburn may be due to a potentially serious condition called acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor about Prilosec. For many people, 1 capsule daily provides 24-hour complete heartburn relief. Ask your doctor about Prilosec and if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Want 24-hour heartburn relief with 1 daily dose? Ask your doctor about the 24-hour complete heartburn relief that's possible with Prilosec.
Some things don't taste their best the day they're made. You'd never drink wine the day they crush the grapes, or eat a green banana.
No way, Dad.
And that's the secret to Papa John's traditional dough. We give the yeast several extra days to work its magic. We never use dough made the same day like some folks. Nature rewards those who exercise patience.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Try our Papa's Choice, a large pizza with your choice of up to 5 toppings for just $10.99.
We all have everyday needs. That's why One A Day has specialized blends of herbs, vitamins, and minerals for things like energy or less tension. Special formulas that are just what you need to feel your best.
They call him Skinny Joey. He drives a big car, throws parties for disadvantaged kids, and oh yes, one more thing.
I think Joey is the next generation of the American mob, if you will.
So who is this guy? Police say he's the new face of the mob. Judge for yourself. Eye on America, Monday on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Despite all the headlines that might lead you to think otherwise, good and caring people are all around us, and they're not that hard to find. Steve Hartman introduces us to one of the most giving people he's ever met in tonight's installment of Everybody Has a Story.
Looks like you guys are going to Casper, Wyoming.
To be honest, the dart actually hit quite a ways outside of Casper. But since this program isn't called Every Horse Has a Story, I decided Casper was close enough. Here. And picked my subject in the usual manner.
Looks like Pat McTeague.
McAteer.
Hello?
Is this Pat?
No?
Oh, it's not. Is this the McAteer residence?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, you'll do. This is Steve Hartman. I'm from CBS.
Turns out the woman who answered is a nurse.
So, yeah?
But not in the traditional sense. In fact, she has the healthiest patients in town. They just wish they were sick.
How you feeling, Eric?
Fine.
Fine.
Besides for my headache.
Yeah, you forgot for a second, didn't you?
Yeah.
This is my frequent flyer award of the year.
Janet McAteer has been the nurse here for 7 years.
I haven't seen you in a while. You have your daily headache?
She seemed a little skeptical.
Yeah, she always is like that.
Do you ever get headaches at home?
No, only when I come to school.
And I'm told that was nothing.
Hi, Eric. Right when you get work. Last year I had a boy come in. He had a staple through his finger. And the student nurse said, how did you do that? He goes, oh, well, that's okay. I did it on purpose because I wanted to come and see Mrs. McAteer. She said, why didn't you tell your teacher you were sick? And he said, oh, I've used that too many times. She wouldn't let me leave.
The self-inflicted aside,
Okay, guys, what's up?
most cases are routine. Minor scrapes, sprains, sniffles. It's like ER without the E.
Well, I think it's okay.
And yet for Janet, it's incredibly rewarding because as far as she's concerned, all these little non-emergencies are just a good excuse to see the kids and do her real job.
You know, a nurse's job is the whole child, the whole person. At least it is for me.
It's kind of hard to describe. She doesn't seem like a nurse. I mean, she just seems like a lady just to go in and talk to, like a counseling lady or something. That's what she ought to be.
Perhaps no student knows her better or needs her more than Mike Crone. Mike is running out of people to love. His grandfather has congestive heart failure. His dad doesn't see him anymore, and his mom died giving birth to his little brother.
It seems like me and my dad, I hate to say, but are on the same side of the wall. I mean, we're still alive and everything. And my mom seems to be like on the other side of the wall, like good side. I just like kind of want to punch through that wall and be on my mom's side.
You know, Grandpa and I talked for a while yesterday. He's pretty worried about you.
Every day, Mike comes in for his oral medication, and every day he leaves with an earful.
I'm kind of worried about you, too, if your grades don't improve.
He sort of looks at you like a mom.
Yeah, I think he kind of does. I think that's because I lecture him. What's the deal with English? I think he likes it.
That I'm going to have to work on more. No, I'm going through it, the same thing that her kids went through. She knows how to deal with it. It makes just happy and wonderful that she's there.
The very kind of person I was hoping fate would find for me when I trusted that dart in the first place.
You're going to St. Albans, Vermont.
Until then,
Is it cold there?
I'm Steve Hartman, CBS News in Casper, Wyoming.
Yes, it is cold there, by the way. And that's the news. Tomorrow on the CBS Evening News, don't call these folks hearing impaired. A look inside deaf pride and the rise of deaf culture. Also tomorrow on Sunday morning, the playwright behind Shakespeare in Love. Then on Face the Nation, hate crimes in America and the Y2K problem. Thanks for joining us this Saturday evening. I'm Russ Mitchell, CBS News, New York. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on America Online at keyword CBS News.